Welcome back to the Civilizational Bridge. You might know the theory of evolution by Charles Darwin. Let me take you through it just to refresh your memory. Charles Darwin, an English naturalist, geologist and biologist in the 19th century, proposed that all species of life descended from a common ancestor. It is now widely accepted as a fundamental concept in science. He introduced the idea of natural selection, wherein the struggle for existence leads to evolutionary changes. Darwin's detailed investigations eventually led to the formulation of his theory of natural selection in 1838, and in 1859 he published his groundbreaking work on the origin of species, presenting compelling evidence for evolution. Modern science requires one to come up with a hypothesis, provide experimental evidence and statistical evidence to either validate or invalidate the hypothesis. There is now a vast amount of evidence available to state that the theory of evolution proposed by Charles Darwin is more or less a fact. The evidence is available in terms of shared DNA between all kinds of living beings on earth. Take our own belly button that we share with all placental mammals. Most of the mammals have a placenta that allows for a mother to share nutrients. Listen to this sloka. This sloka is called Mahamrityunjaya mantra as well. Trayambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushtivardhanam urvarukamiva bandhanat mrityor mukshiyamamritat. If you just take it literally, this sloka means, let us meditate on the three-eyed one, referring to Shiva, who nourishes all beings. May he release us from the cycle of birth and death, just as the cucumber effortlessly separates from the vine and grant us immortality. If you try to understand it, who are we asking for? Who are we asking? We are asking the life force. What are we asking, or what are we saying? We are asking, like the way we separate from a vine, a cucumber from wine. Where do you find vines in human life? Right at our birth, when we separate from our mothers. In fact, Brahma, who is the creator, is supposed to be at the belly button. Now, I just want to say this before you think I am going there. I am not suggesting ancient Indian sages or seers presented any evidence, or they are some type of modern scientists. It is more from their observations. Essentially, they put together a multiplicity of hypotheses and interpretations. For example, let's take a look at the evolutionary theory. 4 billion years ago, we had single-celled organisms like bacteria. About 3 billion years ago, multi-celled organisms evolved like fungi, plants and animals. The first type of animals that developed a backbone was fish. Fish evolved in the water bodies, right? Then some fish evolved into reptiles and then mammals and finally us. While we became us, every other fish, animals, plants and trees also evolved. Every living being that we see now has gone through the evolution. Interestingly, we still find people here in America who haven't reconciled with science. Even Charles Darwin faced a lot of hostility from the Church of England in 19th century. Obviously, we missed that the Industrial Revolution and the scientific evolution of our thought processes. That period we missed completely in Indian history due to various reasons. Obviously, in Europe, the obvious culprit is dogmatism and the literal interpretation of the religious texts. They had a rigid adherence to scripture that has led to conflicts with modern scientific findings and evolving societal norms. In fact, they are still in conflict. But Indian civilization doesn't have that issue. Indian philosophy encompassed a wide range of perspectives, including monotheism, Advaita Vedanta, duality, polytheism, non-theism like in Buddhism, and atheism of Charvaka. For example, the Charvaka school of thought originated in ancient India around 6th century BCE. Its foundational texts known as the Charvaka Sutras, proposed a materialistic and empiricist philosophy, not that different from the capitalistic philosophy of today. In fact, the Charvaka philosophy denied the existence of a soul or afterlife, refuted the concept of karma and reincarnation, and rejected the authority of sacred texts or religious rituals. Still, they were not persecuted like in the Middle Ages in Europe, as everyone and every school of thought in India were just trying to understand our existence, and they put their own theories, their own hypotheses. This particular hypothesis that I am talking about, that I am going to talk about, harmonizes to an extent with Charles Darwin's theory of evolution. It's in fact a major Indian civilizational evolution hypothesis that is at least 2000 years old. It appears in the form of 10 incarnations of Vishnu, the sustainer and protector of all living and non-living beings. First incarnation of Vishnu is that of a fish, Matsya. Life started in water, right? Second incarnation is that of a tortoise, Kurma, an amphibian that can be in both water and land. Third is that of a boar, Vārāhī, a land-dwelling animal. Fourth is that of a half-man, half-lion, Narasimha, symbolizing a primal mindset, but evolution nonetheless. Fifth is that of a child, Vamana, child or a diminutive human being. Sixth is that of an individual with a reactionary mindset, Parasurama. Sixth is that of Rama, one with a righteous mindset. Next incarnation is that of Krishna, a righteous mind but with political savviness. Next is that of Buddha, a mind who freed himself of all desire. Yes, Buddha was made was included as one of the incarnations of Vishnu. Last incarnation is that of Kalki, not dissimilar to the four horsemen of the apocalypse. When the time for apocalypse comes, Kalki is supposed to be riding a white horse with a sword in his hand. Kalki is someone who is predicted to rejuvenate existence by ending the darkest and most destructive period to remove adharma, unrighteousness. When unrighteousness spreads, that's when apparently Kalki will come in and hasten the apocalypse. Unlike other civilizations though, Indian civilization believes in cycles. An apocalypse is just a beginning for a fresh cycle to start. I provided this information about incarnations of Vishnu so as to provide a baseline to understand the sculpture from my previous Saturday show. Couple of you have guessed it right, although they are my family members. I am running a tight ship here. I am not even telling my family members what these sculptures are or where they are from, from what time period. It is that of Vārāhī. Vārāhī has a boar's face, a pig's face, or a female pig's face to be precise. A female pig is also called a sow. It's a sow's face. Now, who among the incarnations has a boar face? It is the third incarnation of Vishnu. In my research, I am finding that Vārāhī is not a companion of Varaha. Vārāhī is said to be the source of power for the Varaha. She is the Shakti or the feminine energy of Varaha, the boar avatar of Vishnu, also called Vārāhī in Nepal and Dandini in Rajasthan and Gujarat states of India. There are also a couple of Buddhist goddesses, Vajravarahi and Marichi. Take a look. Vārāhī is also known to be one of the Matrikas, a group of 7 mother goddesses. Take a look at the bottom left. There is Vārāhī following goddess Durga, who is leading the 8 Matrikas in the battle against the Rakshasa Raktabija. The red-skinned Vārāhī rides a buffalo and holds a sword, shield and a goad. Goad is for goading the animal you are riding. In this battle, apparently any blood spilled by Raktabija produces a copy of the Rakshasa or Asura. So you can see the goddess Kali's tongue there to swoop up any blood, so a new Rakshasa doesn't emerge from the spilled blood. A similar story is told when Shiva needed help to kill a demon called Andhakasura. Shiva apparently summoned the Matrikas to help him and kill Andhakasura. If we have any non-Indian viewer, you would think that these Rakshasas or Asuras are like demons or devil in Abrahamic religions. They are not, absolutely not. For example, in Indic philosophies, we have the second level gods who are nourishers like fire god Agni, rain god Varuna, wind god Vayu, thunder god Indra, etc. These Rakshasas essentially fought against the second level gods to prevent them from discharging their necessary functions or duties, causing famines or destruction, etc. Now these second level gods would go to the first level gods to help them with getting rid of these Rakshasas from discharging their duties. Hope that helps. Let us go back to the picture. You can see that Vārāhī is riding a buffalo like Yama, who is supposed to be judging our karma or what did we do at the end of our lives. Sometimes she is also called Yami. Again, not a consort, but it's more about her function to be death personified. Also called Vaivasvati, the Shakti or power of Vaivasvana, another name for Yama. I am throwing in a lot of names, right guys, but my effort is to help you guys understand what these statues mean for Indian civilization, a living civilization, and why they should not be housed in museums. If they are housed in museums, the source civilization must benefit from the proceeds as a percentage of the entry fee that these museums collect directly or indirectly. Going back to Vārāhī, a lot of these stories are found in Puranas. Okay, what are these Puranas? Let me show you a table I have created for you to easily grasp the groupings of the massive literary work of Indian civilization. Vedas. The Vedas are the oldest sacred texts and form the foundation of the civilizational, religious and philosophical beliefs. They consist of 4 main texts: Rig Veda, Samaveda, Yajurveda and Atharvana Veda. The Vedas contain hymns, chants, rituals and knowledge about various aspects of life, spirituality and the universe. And then there are Upavedas. The Upavedas are considered the subcategories of knowledge associated with specific Vedas. For example, the Upaveda Ayurveda is associated with Rig Veda, the first Veda, focusing on medicine and healthcare. The Mahapuranas are a group of 18 major Puranas which are mythological and religious narratives. Each Mahapurana is dedicated to a specific deity and elaborates on their stories, teachings and significance. They also provide guidance on dharma, righteousness, devotion, a lot of devotion, and the cycle of creation and dissolution. Upapuranas. The Upapuranas are a category of supplementary Puranas, which are additional texts containing diverse content related to mythology, genealogy, cosmology and religious practices. Unfortunately though, in this competition, no one won again. Some of you have guessed that this is Vārāhī. One of you also guessed, happens to be my family member who guessed Vārāhī from Tamil Nadu, but it is believed to be from the 9th to 11th century AD. Sorry. It's from the time of the Pandya rule in Tamil Nadu, by the way. Now, let me show you the challenge for the next week. Take a look at the statue. Again, I need you to guess 3 things. Characters depicted, time period it is from, one number only, AD or BC, example 15th century AD. If it falls within the range, you get it. You get the prize. Location it is from. Please add state also if you think it is from India. If it's outside India, you can just say the country's name. Both American and Indian subscribers can participate. Just to remind the viewers, you need to put those answers to those 3 questions in the comment section. Okay, number 1, number 2, number 3. If you can write the answers, I will be really appreciative. And thank you so much for staying with me. Hopefully, you are enjoying the content. Let me know if there is a particular topic you would want me to talk about. Generally it will be about the topic that the statue, something related to the statue, and try to get some other information in, so the viewers get a little bit more than just the statue related information. That's what I've been doing. So thank you so much for staying with me. I really appreciate you guys joining joining my channel as subscribers, liking and sharing with everybody. I am very grateful. Thank you so much. All of you have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next week again with the statue reveal on Saturday. This is your host, Hemant.